I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your boy TP. Today we are courtroom hopping into the courtroom of Judge Michael K. McNally from the 33rd District Court in the state of Michigan. This is going to be my first time sitting in on one of Judge McNally's proceedings, so I'm interested in seeing how he handles this sovereign citizen case. This is something that recently came to my attention, so I wanted to check it out and give my commentary on it. With that being said, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this proceeding.
Candace Leslie Langmeyer, 25B82433A and 82434. Might as well call up your co-defendant too here. James Robert Adams, 25B82370A, B, and C. Your name, ma'am?
Candace Leslie Langmeyer.
All right, so you're charged with running the dog running at large. You're also charged with 2 counts of that and no dog license. Your name, sir?
Special Appearance James Robert Adams.
All right, how you doing, Mr. Adams?
All right, sir.
All right, you're charged with dog at large, and no dog license as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have, let me see here.
I think you have
another charge. You have also 25B82371. So you have 70A, B, and C, and you have 82371. And ma'am, you just have 3 charges here. So each of you have the right, let's see.
I reserve all my rights, sir.
Each of you have the right to, what's that?
I reserve all my rights. I don't want a jury trial.
You don't want a jury trial?
I do want a jury trial. I reserve my rights. I want a jury trial.
All right, let's slow down. You have the right to a lawyer for arraignment here today. Do you want a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you want a lawyer?
No, sir.
All right. On November 24 of 24, it's alleged.
If it was something I could handle this matter today with whomever, I would be willing to do that.
I'm not gonna, I don't have anything to do with it. I'm just gonna arraign you and send you to the prosecutor.
Okay. Absolutely.
So you have a dog roaming at large on Langdon, it says, versus near Eric. Both of you do. This is the same charge. It's November 24 of 24 at 12:19 a.m. So each of you have 2 charges of dog at large, 1 charge of no dog license. That's a civil infraction. The dog at large charges are punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs or all of those. And the civil infractions are punishable by payment of fines and costs only. You also have, Mr. Adams, another charge for some reason. Let me see here.
I don't even know what that's for. I don't think I have that, to be honest with you.
You have another charge of, you have 2 dog license required charges. So it looks like they just issued, I'm sorry, ma'am. So do you. You have 82434. So both of you have 2 dog at large charges, 2 dog license, no dog license charges. Those are civil infractions. Both of you have 2 of those each.
So, Your Honor, can I speak for a second?
Depends what you're going to say.
So this is you seeing her. It's been over a year, I think.
Actually, if I can speak.
Go ahead.
Okay, so as of June 22nd, 2023, when I came for a violation of probation.
In front of me?
In front of you, yes, sir.
Multiple times.
Yes.
I remember it well.
Right, so that day when I was here in court, we had come to an agreement with the prosecutor, with our lawyer present, that from that day forward, he has full responsibility. It was known to let animal control was here as well. So as of that day, he took on full responsibility for the dogs. I was no longer to be contacted, just so I didn't have to be.
You can talk to the prosecutor about that.
Okay.
I know nothing about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But those are the possible penalties. So I want to make sure you understand it. Do you understand it, Mr. Adams?
Absolutely.
Do you, Ms. Langmeyer?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form, Ms. Langmeyer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Adams?
Yes, sir.
So I just want you to know, if you plead guilty at any time, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that, Ms. Langmeyer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Adams?
Sir,
All right. Do you still wish to waive your right to a lawyer, Mr. Adams?
yes, sir.
Ms. Langmeyer?
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second here. I just got to get this. All right. Okay. So you guys can go and talk to the prosecutor.
Okay.
I don't remember what kind of dogs they are.
Well, I have a new one. So I used to have an old one. He passed away.
I'm going to give you a personal bond of 500, but I'm going to add the conditions when you come back here. Okay? So I'll enter not guilty pleas for both of you. You can go and talk to the prosecutor. The dogs, actually, whatever dogs, how many do you own now?
I have two.
What kind?
One is a coonhound, a Walker coonhound, and the other one is a mastiff.
So they either have to
Mix.
be in your house, in a fenced-in yard, or on a leash, equipped with a muzzle, accompanied by you. That's a condition of your bond. Do you understand that?
I do. So I have one question.
Hang on 1 second. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your question?
My question is, so the last time we were here, I actually had a fence, like it was an invisible fence. It's not very good. They fail. So what I did buy is I have a GPS collar here. That's what GPS collars that are electronic fences.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
So
We're gonna talk about all this when you come back in after you talk to the
Yeah.
prosecutor. Maybe you can mention to her what you did, all
Yeah.
right?
okay,
And I'll call all these cases when you talk to her,
Okay.
and we'll go from there, all right?
okay.
But we'll talk about the bond conditions, but as of right now, what I just said are the bond conditions. If you got some reason to ask me to do something different, I'll be glad to listen, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. All right, did you meet with Ms. Langmeyer and Mr. Adams?
I did, Your Honor.
What are we doing on that?
We're scheduling it for jury trial. I would also like to address bond when appropriate.
James Robert Adams, 25B 82370A B C. Hang on 1 second. Seems like I'm missing a ticket, maybe now. A, B, and C, and then Langmeyer, Candace Langmeyer. 25B 82433A B C, and there's also 834 behind this as well. So we have, just for the record, I don't know if you saw it, Ms. Foley Carter. We got 2 counts of dog roaming at large, 2 counts of no dog licenses to each defendant.
Correct, Your Honor.
I had told your name, sir,
James Robert Adams.
ma'am, your name.
Candace Leslie Langmeyer.
I had told them before that I wanted the dog to remain in the house in a fenced-in yard or on a leash, accompanied with a muzzle. He talked about some other thing he had.
It's a fence. It's a GPS fence. That's kind of like the new state of the art.
What do you want to say, Ms. Carter?
Yeah, well, first off, whatever collars he has, if they are fixed with these collars, they're not working. The dogs are in the road, bothering joggers, bothering other people that are walking their dog, defecating on neighbors' property. They are houses down yonder. This has been going on for years now.
I know it has. Ms. Langmeyer was in front of me on a multitude of cases, so much where I actually threatened jail on this because you can't keep letting dogs run around the neighborhood, folks.
If they were out of the yard, we were there with them and they get back in
I'm
the
just
yard.
telling you.
I'm just, they don't like run loose. We're there. Now we're there. Now, before my boys would let them out, I don't even let them out. I am there. So and that's why I want to see the video. I need to see what there's.
Well, here's what I'm doing.
Larry across the street has been creating issues, not just with me, with every other neighbor. And he's also surveillancing my property,
Hang on a second. Slow
which is
down.
against the law.
Hang on. I just can't believe it's coming to this again. I saw these up today.
I spent thousands of dollars.
Hang on. I just can't believe We are still going on and on about these dogs.
They haven't hurt anybody.
Maybe they haven't. They can't run the
They're
neighborhood.
not. I'm telling you, if it's one or two times.
Look, I don't know that they were not on
I
this.
need to see the evidence.
Yeah,
Your
that's
Honor.
what
I
we
really
need to
do.
see.
I need to see it because as far as I know, they haven't been.
All I know is this. I had multiple cases. I don't know if is this your wife or girlfriend or what. I don't care. But with Ms. Langmeyer, I had multiple cases with her.
Yeah.
Multiple cases with her.
And
So much so that I actually was threatening to send her to jail on dog at large, which I've never done and never threatened anybody about jail. And actually was serious about sending her to jail because I had multiple cases and complaints from neighbors, it sounded like. So now here I am 2 years later back dealing with dog at large cases again. I'm just telling you, I'm going to give you your trial, but just remember, there's no defense to this except the dog it can't be running around the neighborhood. That's dog at large.
I don't know
May
that it
not.
has been.
I'm not saying they were.
That's why we.
I'm just telling you guys, I'm sticking with the bond conditions I just gave you. Dogs to remain in defendant's home, fenced-in yard, or on a leash, accompanied by the owner and equipped with a muzzle. That's it. That's the order of the court. And you're not to have any contact with prosecution witnesses at all. Now, I'm going to give you your jury trial. We'll set it up now if you want. But those dogs, look, I don't know what kind. You told me what they were. Didn't sound overly well. The Mastiff isn't exactly a little dog. Those dogs are
Well,
huge.
he's a mutt. He's not that big.
mixture. He's not that
He's
big.
about the same size as our coonhound.
I don't care,
He's 2 years old.
folks.
He's a puppy.
There are laws and you got to comply with them. And I just think it's silly that we've gotten to this point.
It's
It
ridiculous.
is.
Just please listen. Yeah, but this has been going on for years. Maybe not in the last two. I don't know. I heard you had a case with Judge Heston, didn't you? Ms. Langmeyer, a year or so ago on one of these?
No.
No.
Are you sure?
I think,
It did,
yeah.
Your Honor.
No.
No, it-
It was ultimately dismissed and issued against Mr. Adams.
No, I know.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I'm
that's
just
what it was.
saying,
Yeah, that's what.
I haven't
that's
had
what it
you in
was.
front of me in at least 2 years, probably, Ms. Langmeyer.
Yeah,
but-
so it was in front of Judge Heston then in
Yeah.
June of 23. Yeah.
And
So
correct.
I'm just telling you that you can't,
if my dogs have done any damages or do anything wrong to
they
anybody,
don't have the right to run through the
as
neighborhood.
far as I know, they haven't.
Okay,
That's what I need to
well,
know.
they have to prove that. They have to prove
Yes,
it. They
I
have
need to
prove
know
it.
that. I mean, I can't. Larry, the guy across the street's half nuts. He's 80 years old. He's surveillance my property, surveillance in my next door neighbor's
Taking
property.
pictures of the kids.
And then he's actually some of those issues, those tickets. I went and
How old
looked
are
at
you,
them.
Mr. Adams?
How am I? 51.
Then you're old enough to know that life is awful short and this is silly stuff that we're
It's
talking about.
ridiculous.
is.
It's
It
insanity.
is. And I tell you what, if my dogs do any damages to anyone, I'll make them whole again.
It's not the point.
You know what I mean?
Can't
I
have
don't-
dogs running through the
They're
neighborhood.
not
They
so.
don't run
They're not.
through
That's what I'm saying is that I don't know that they have. I don't know of any sense.
Okay, so she's gonna have to prove her case. I'm gonna give you guys those bond conditions. I expect you to comply with them. I'm gonna give you a pretrial date. You're gonna come back. If you choose to resolve it then, great. If you don't, that's fine. We'll set it for a jury trial, okay?
Yes.
I don't have any problem with that, but just remember, just for whatever it's worth, awful tough for a lawyer to win or a non-lawyer to win a jury trial. I know everybody thinks this business is easy.
It's not.
It's
No,
not.
amazing.
And I'm just telling you, you have every right to represent yourself. I'm not going to deny you that right. You can sit there and play Perry Mason all you want. I'm just telling you, it's awful hard for a non-lawyer to be, you don't know what you're doing, even though you think you do. What day we giving, Lisa? Write it down. February 12th at what time?
10.
And then we'll set it for a jury if it's not resolved. Think about what I'm saying, Mr. Adams.
Yeah.
All I want is the dogs to remain in your yard or in your house or on a leash, accompanied by you or your wife or girlfriend or other suitable owner and equipped with a muzzle. That's what I want. That's what's going to happen now. What else do you have to say, Ms. Foley
I
Carter?
just want to clarify 2 points about their bond. I know that it said that the dogs need to remain in a fenced-in yard. I know they seem to believe that the invisible fence is sufficient, but it is not.
We have.
I would ask that the
Halo
dogs remain on a
collars.
tether or leash at all times.
They
Additionally, for prosecution witnesses, specifically Larry Krasinski, I don't want them to have any contact with him or go back to his home. They did post something on his property after the animal control officer.
Hang on a second. Let's take one thing at a time. You just got done telling me, Mr. Adams, I thought, please correct me, did you not say that that doesn't always work? The fence, the invisible fence?
We got,
No, it's the wireless ones that you put in the ground.
that's why we
So
got them these Halo.
That's why I got them the
collars,
Halo ones.
GPS collars.
So the one.
Well, it must
the
not
wire
be
bricks-
working, or at least if you had it, listen to me.
I couldn't.
If you had it November 24th, the dog wouldn't have got out of the yard. Right? If it was working. If they think that the dog was out of the yard on November 24th.
I want to see it. Maybe my kids let them out and they didn't put the collars on them.
Right.
They don't wear them 24
Only your
hours.
kids. I've heard this story about your kids.
13 to
before.
16 now.
Well, they
13 to
need to
16
be trained.
Yeah.
That dog has to either be in a cyclone fenced yard, in your house, or on a leash equipped with a muzzle and accompanied by you or another suitable adult.
Correct.
That's it.
Okay.
I'll see you guys here on the ninth, what are we doing, the 12th at what time, Lisa?
10.
12th at 10. Will you write that on those files, please, Lisa? I gotta,
Judge,
February 12th?
February 12th. And if we don't resolve it then, we'll set it for a jury trial.
Okay.
But you guys, I would encourage you to try to get together. Wait a minute. What else did you mention? You don't want them to have any contact with who?
Larry Krasinski,
Krasinski?
Yes.
How do you spell the last name?
it is Korycin.
Korycan,
CIN.
CIN.
SKI. And that's returned to his home.
Your Honor, can you read this?
Wait a minute. What's Larry Krasinski have?
He's
Was he-
surveillancing my property.
Wait a minute.
He is the,
Wait a minute. Slow down. Was he the one that made the complaint about the dog being at large?
he is, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, that's okay. That's fair. No contact with Larry Krasinski then. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
You don't want to have
We'll just
contact
bring
with
this.
him anyway.
No.
yeah. But I did write him a letter. That was what I was supposed to do.
You already sent it.
Well,
Yes.
I walked it over there,
Well,
knocked
we
on
did
his door to hand it to
To
him.
hand
He
it
was
to
home.
him. That's what we did.
What day was that? I have it written down. 12/30/2024.
12:30. And then,
Well, that isn't a bond violation. You've already done that.
Correct.
I didn't
Yes.
have that bond in effect then.
Correct.
Now I do. So now you can't deliver any more letters or call them or write them or
Yeah.
see them or text them.
That's all we had to do.
that was what we were supposed to do by law.
Come on, guys. Let's get this in order, please.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Have a great day.
Yes,
Go
sir.
down the hall, get your notice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, guys, we have come to the end of this proceeding, and I must say it definitely wasn't what I thought it would be. I mean, this thing pretty much ended before it even started. I mean, he came in with the whole special appearance thing, and the Judge McNally just totally ignored what he said. And I don't know if that's what kind of, scared him off script or stopped him from going forward with it, but he never even mentioned anything else, concerning any type of sovereign citizen lingo. And maybe he'll, be bold enough to jump back on it when the trial comes, and hopefully, we'll, wait on that and see what happens with that. But this definitely wasn't what I thought it would be. So it's not a whole lot to comment on this one, but I will say for him to want to go to trial over the dog roaming around loose in the neighborhood and wanting to see the neighbors' cameras. I mean, obviously, when you listen to Miss Candace and Mr. James, you can tell that, this has obviously been a problem for years. They sound like the type of people that are offended, by people not wanting their dogs to roam around the neighborhood. But something we got to understand is, some people don't like dogs. Some people like dogs, but are not comfortable around dogs they don't know or that are not theirs. We always like to think, those of us that are dog owners, I am not, that, oh, my dog doesn't bite, they're friendly and so on and so forth. But we've seen in situations, no matter how friendly they are, sometimes they just go off the rails and bite a person for no reason, kids, whatever have you. And even then, people aren't willing to be accountable for their dog actions. So I get why some people, and it sounds like there's some really old people in the neighborhood that are not comfortable with the dogs roaming around. But it's like, no matter how much the Judge McNally is saying this to them, it's like they're not getting it through their head. Like, this isn't personal against you and your dogs. Nobody's saying you got bad dogs or they're no good, but they just can't be roaming around the neighborhood, because God forbid if an accident happened, then that's a problem. And then you heard Mr. James say something pretty crazy like, well, if my dogs have done anybody wrong, I'll make them whole. But if they bite somebody up, like, how do you make them whole? What are you talking about? Giving them money? I mean, at that point, they're going to probably get money anyway from suing you. But how do you make those wounds whole? What if they don't survive? Like, how do you make that family whole? So, he abandoned the sovereign citizen script, long story short, very early. Definitely kind of interesting case when it comes to, what it's about. I've never heard, anybody have a dog roaming charge or be threatened to be put in jail behind it. So it just goes to show that they have a true stubbornness when it comes to this area, excuse me. But with that being said, I didn't even mean to go that long with the commentary, because it wasn't a whole lot. But I'll keep my eye on this case, and if it pops up, if it's not a whole lot of going on with it, then I won't share. But I jumped into it thinking that, from what I heard, that it was going to be something very serious, but it was not. But with that being said, thank you guys always for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. It will notify you every time we upload a video. And for now, that's it, guys. Sovereign Citizens Court is adjourned. Thank you, guys. See you guys soon. God bless.